President Trump says the Republican Party has never been so united. Now, I've got the post of him attacking Rand Paul and attacking Thomas Massie. Do you believe that the Republican Party has never been so united? Do you believe that that is true? And if you do, then what is your angle? Now, I would say I don't believe that, but I guess it depends on what your metrics are, what your measurements are. But I would say no, the Republican Party has maybe never been so divided. The last time the Republican Party was this divided was when we, the people, were trying to beat the neocon establishment by getting Trump to be the nominee in 2016. That was the last time the party was this divided on political lines. We, the people, wanted Trump. The Republican establishment was against Trump. And then some of your fake MAGA names like Levin and Shapiro, they were also never Trumpers. They also campaigned against Trump and many more, by the way. Many, many more. Well, now they claim to be MAGA. So the anti-MAGA crowd from 10 years ago, now they claim to be MAGA. And now the Trump supporting crowd from 10 years ago, now they can't stand MAGA and they can't stand the Republican Party. So I would say the Republican Party is really divided. But if you look at it through the lens of just raw DC politics, then I guess the Republican Party is united. It's very united on foreign policy that's unpopular with the American people. It's very united on issues that were never part of the MAGA or America First agenda, but are now the top priority. It is united on those things. So, yes, the neocon establishment is back. The neocon establishment backs President Trump. And so in that regard, the Republican Party has never been so united. But the people, the voters, most, if not many of Trump's base, are against the Republican Party now, against what this administration is doing now. So by those measurements, the Republican Party has never been so fractured. But see, there's the truth again. The truth is always hidden in between the lines, folks. Remember what they were saying during the shutdown? Mike Johnson, John Thune, many others on the right. Remember what they were saying during the shutdown? They said, the Democrats are afraid of their voters. The Democrats are doing the bidding of their voters. And I sat here and I said, yeah, that's what they're supposed to do. The Republicans just told you the truth. The Republican leadership, John Thune and Mike Johnson, just told you the truth. They don't care about the voters. They do not give a damn. They have no fear of the voters. And I guess that's the assumption that you're never going to vote for a leftist. You're never going to vote for a liberal. You're never going to vote for a Democrat. So they just assume they can do whatever the hell they want, and they're still going to get your vote because you're never going to vote left. Well, we'll see how that works out for them. But they said it. The Democrats respond to their voters. The Republicans respond to their donors. That's it. That's why this administration has gone sideways. That's why MAGA has fallen apart. Because MAGA is now all about the donors. And somehow these Republican leaders think it's good messaging to come out here and say the Democrats are afraid of their voters. Oh, well, what are the Republicans afraid of then? If the Republicans don't give a damn about their voters, then who are they listening to? Who's running this? Who's running the agenda then? Oh, we know. It's the donors. It's the lobbyists. It's never been more obvious. And they just rub it in your face. So I guess if your measurement is, are the neocons back in control? Are the neocons back in control of foreign policy and prioritizing what happens in D.C.? The answer is yes. And if your measurement for is the Republican Party united, are the neocons in control, then yes, the Republican Party is more united than ever. We're going to make sure there's more foreign aid, make sure there's more foreign funding, more military aid, more foreign wars all over the place. We're putting America first on the back burner. I've got a story today. It's in the back of the news stack. But maybe I'll mention this now. The news stack is a little unorthodox today. Everything's kind of all over the map. You know, I try to keep things in order, but today it's just wild and all over the map. So I imagine the show will go similarly. Did you know there's legislation now to take the benefits for survivors and the families of victims of September 11th and give it to victims of October 7th? Did you know that? Yeah. Yeah. Doesn't that just say it all? Doesn't that just say everything? Now, you can be very pro-Israel and you can support the victims of the October 7th stand-down attack. All right, that's good. Why are programs that were created for victims of September 11th being given to victims of October 7th? Something that happened in a foreign country, something that had nothing to do with us? Why is that? Why is it that some of the victims and their family of October 7th have had multiple visits to the White House, and they have had multiple ceremonies with President Trump giving them awards or other such things? Why has that happened? Where is the January 6th victim group at the White House? Where's the group of January 6th victims getting something from President Trump? Anything? Why is it that victims of October 7th get more access to the White House than victims of the January 6th political persecution? Why is it that victims of October 7th are now getting benefits? They're trying to give them benefits from the victims of September 11th. Why is that? Republican Party more united than ever. Don't you know? Well, if the Republican Party is so united, why is President Trump attacking Rand Paul and Thomas Massie? Again, by the way. Again. This is from today. Whatever happened to Senator Rand Paul? He was never great, but he went really bad. I got him elected twice, Mr. President. Rand Paul was in office before you ever ran for office, before you became the president. So this is just petty and pathetic. But he never votes positively for the Republican Party. Yeah, the Republican Party sucks. Again, like, why is that an upset? If the Republican Party wants to vote me into another war, if the Republican Party wants to vote more of my tax dollars overseas, if the Republican Party wants to vote for a surveillance state and spy on me against my constitutional privacy rights, then why would I want to vote for the Republican Party? So this is Trump telling you, unification of the Republican Party means the neocons are in control and the foreign lobbyists are in control. That's what this is about. Yes, you have unity in the Republican Party. The swamp has taken over. The neocons and the foreign lobbyists and the special interests are now running this administration. It's more united than ever. And if you stand against that corruption, and if you continue to stand against the deep state, and you demand justice, then you're now out. You don't count. And the president is now going to use his political power and influence of the bully pulpit to destroy you. Marjorie Taylor Greene, Rand Paul, Thomas Massie. What do they all have in common? They're all running against major AIPAC money. What do they all have in common? They don't like foreign wars. And then Representative Randy Fine over the weekend comes out and admits the entire thing. They will purge anybody from the movement that isn't pro-Israel. They've admitted the entire game, folks.